So just a quick video. I'm not trying to do a series on, kind of guess the tool and, see who's the cleverest. There are some very good series of videos of that type on YouTube at the moment. But really, I'm intrigued because I've been trying to figure out what this is for a long time, and it's got me stumped. I've owned this pair of shears now. No funny comments, please. I know it's some kind of scissors or shears, but it's huge for a start. It's massive. I mean, it really engulfs my whole hand. So it must be 3.5 inches long. And it's made in England. See, it's signed Sheffield just there. And it's signed on the other side, some sort of steel, shear steel. So is it Cox R? And that could be Roberts. It's something Ertz. But what's intriguing to me is this very heavy blade. The upper shear is flat, very heavy, and squared off on the nose. And I did think that it might be something that's designed to be struck by a hammer. So maybe, it's cutting something that needs tapping with a hammer. But I don't see any evidence really that that's been struck. I mean, it's got the same sort of light rust and, average surface finish of the rest of the tool. It doesn't particularly look as though it's been treated any differently to the rest of the tool. There is a scarf joint for the handles, so you see a line just there, and on the other side another one the same. And I expect that is because the quality of the steel used for the blades is of a superior grade to that used for the handles. And so they would have saved material by joining those two types of steel. I've got another tool that has got the same feature, and it's this pair of dividers. And so there you see really a half lap joint. If I catch it in the light, you see a half lap joint where the scribing part, or the active part, is attached to the hinge part, or the jointed part. And on the other side we see the same arrangement, and they're riveted together in this case. You can see the rivets. And at first I thought that these had been repaired, but I don't think so. But having said that, if somebody, a toolmaker, had decided to economize by making the fore ends of these out of a better steel than the tail end, why not make that joint, halfway down? Why, you could have saved twice as much material by making that joint further down. So I don't understand that really. This is also another English tool. Quite an early one by all accounts. If you look at the style of the little thumb screw, that is a very early style of thumb screw. So we're talking, well, I don't know, early 19th, maybe late 18th century. I should look up this maker's name. George Plumpton, Geo Plumpton. And there's a little trademark of some sort, and it appears to be like interlocking tongs and dividers, or some such pair of symbols with the initials GP. So I'm thinking maybe not 18th century, perhaps early 19th century, and I think that would have been the owner's signature there, RL. One of the many owners. But anyway, I know what that is. But could anybody please help with describing what a pair of shears like this might have been used for? I believe it came to me in a box of tools that was with a printing press I bought. So I owned a Victorian printing press, a treadle operated machine. And I think that this tool came in with a bunch of, a big box of rusty spanners and bits and pieces that came with that press. So could it have been used in the print industry? Who knows? Again, if this had been used a lot, I would have expected to see more wear on the underside. So you imagine if somebody worked like a dressmaker or a tailor working along a work surface, you'd have expected to see signs of use. But there are no signs of use, and yet this hardware is obviously modern, so all of that's been replaced. So why was it replaced? You know, the shears don't appear to have had sufficient use to have called for their replacement. Although I can see that the blade, the cutting edge of the blade, is not perfectly even, suggesting it may have had resharpening. And there's a sign of uneven wear there. So that's not been fitted very well as far as I can tell. So, any ideas? Be most appreciated.